So maybe your marriage is kind of on the rocks and you are coming to kind of the end of your rope a little bit with each other and you're not quite sure what to do. Now, people can do a whole bunch of different things, right? They can go see a marriage therapist, they can separate, they can move towards divorce, they can just hold on and just try to hang in there with one another for another couple years. There's something that a lot of couples will do that I wanted to clarify a little bit more, and it's something called a therapeutic separation. Now, it is different from a separation, right? Where you're a married couple and you are going to separate a little bit, you're going to give each other some space. Well, there's that, but there is something called a therapeutic separation, which I actually believe is going to be a much more helpful thing for you to do. Welcome to the Thrive Marriage Lab. My name is Chris Bruno, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and the founder of Restory Counseling. And together with my wife, Beth, and our colleague, Tracy Johnson, we post videos to help you understand the why behind the what. Because we believe that when you explore and know your story, the deeper your marriage connection will be. So as we talk today about a therapeutic separation, at least begin the discussion around what that is. Therapeutic separation is not just separating. Now, I've worked with plenty of couples that have come in and they're like, we're separated. And I actually want to know what they mean by that. What does it mean for them to be separated? Does that mean that they're talking, not talking? What happens with the kids? Where are they living? What is happening? Is this just a step towards divorce? Is this just an easier thing to say that we're separated instead of we're moving towards divorce? Are the papers drawn up? Like, what is happening in this marriage relationship? When they come in and they say they're separated, or they talk to me and they say, I'm separated from my husband or my wife, I want to know, like, is there hope? Is there desire for healing in this relationship or not? So I think when we talk about a therapeutic separation, in and of itself, it actually means that we're wanting to do work. We're wanting to, in the context of the separation, the end goal is for us to come back to be with one another again. A separation is really just that stair step, that next step towards getting a divorce. It might be easier, it's not legal quite yet, and all those kinds of things. But that couple who just says we're separated is really saying, hey, we're moving towards parting ways. But a therapeutic separation is something different. It actually is saying, hey, we're going to do some work. We're creating the space in order for us to do the kind of work that we realize we need to do. It's kind of, you're in the middle of a movie or something like that, and you push pause because you need some more popcorn, you need to run to the bathroom. It's that kind of pause that just gives you some space to attend to some of the things that you need to tend to in order for you to come back together. There's a whole bunch of clarity and parameters and all of that around a therapeutic separation that I'm going to talk about in future videos. But one of the things that I want to encourage you first and foremost to do is to not do this alone, to not jump into a therapeutic separation and go like, okay, we're going to try to figure this out. You actually need somebody who's going to guide you through the process. And that's going to be a marriage counselor, a marriage therapist, maybe a pastor, somebody who knows what that is. And I want to encourage you to find somebody who knows what that is. Don't just show up and say, hey, will you lead us through a therapeutic separation? They might think that they know what it is, but they might actually not. And that's going to end up leading you in a whole different direction. So they may have some other words for it for sure. Maybe it's not exactly therapeutic separation. Maybe it's a trial separation. Maybe it's giving each other some space. Whatever language that they have for it, they're going to need to know what it is and how to lead you through it. Because otherwise, it's just going to be, like I said, just heading you down the road towards a separation and a divorce, which is not actually what you want. I also want to commend you that if you're even thinking about a therapeutic separation, first of all, I'm sorry to hear that you are at that place in your marriage where you're just kind of realizing whatever has been, whatever we've been doing isn't working. And it's at the point where it's so not working that we need to do something drastic. So I'm both sorry to hear that you've come to that point. And I also want to say, well done for realizing you've come to that point. So many couples just hang on for far too long, and then they build up anger and they build up resentment, and then they're just embittered towards their spouse, and they can't really heal from that moving forward. So if you're at the point where you're starting to feel some of those things, a therapeutic separation might actually be a good thing for you to consider. So find a therapist, find a counselor, find a pastor, someone who knows what it is. And then secondly, like, just have a conversation with your spouse that says, hey, things are just not well. What we've tried so far over the last year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, that hasn't worked. We're going to need to do something because we actually want to work on our relationship. I want to work on the relationship. Do you want to work on our relationship? And is this something that we can maybe try out for a little bit of time? So in future videos, I'm going to unpack exactly what a therapeutic separation is, give you some parameters, give you some ideas of how to set that up. And hopefully through some of these videos, you'll be able to go like, yes, this is something that I want to do, or no, maybe we're not quite there yet. Maybe we don't need to separate. We can do some other therapeutic things before that. Or maybe you're just at the point where this is going to go, yeah, actually, we need to move towards separation and divorce. So check out the following videos, and I'll see you there.